Hello, everybody. I think I just needed a deep breath. I am so happy to be here talking with you today. It's a cold day in November. You're getting this, 2 weeks after I record it, because we're going away for Thanksgiving. And I get to announce some really big changes with you today. I don't even know where to start, honestly. This has been in the works for a little while. With the passing of my dad, I've really gone into this deep grief journey. And any of you who have ever experienced grief, you know that it changes you. It kind of can change you pretty dramatically. And that's what happened to me. It really just made everything really vividly clear about what I wanted, what I needed, what wasn't working for me, what will work for me. And one of the many changes in my life is that I knew I have so much more that I want to share beyond just my work with the Enneagram. And that has really influenced a lot of little shifts that are going to be made in the new year. So I'm going to run through those with you today and kind of get into what's going on over here. So the first thing you should know is that we are taking a break. This is the first intentional break that I've taken from the podcast since it started. Sometimes, things will happen, life occurs, and a week will get missed here and there. But this is the first time that I'm we're ending season 1, I guess, if we can call it that. And we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to move into a new phase of the podcast. The reason being is, it's the holiday, and I'm also doing Vlogmas on YouTube. So if you aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go check it out. We'll have it linked in the show notes. It's just Sarajane Case on YouTube. But you can go there and subscribe, and I'm vlogging every single day for the month of December until Christmas. So 25 days of vlogs every single day. It's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be really, really fun, and it's going to take a lot of my time and attention. So that paired with, just being present with my family for the holidays has me kind of tied up. So we're going to take the rest of the month of November off and then the month of December off for the holidays. And I think you are listening to this episode on Thanksgiving. So this is the last November episode anyway, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you had a good one. If you're in the States, it's your Thanksgiving. If not, then we'll pretend. So we're taking the rest of all of December off of podcasting, and then we're coming back in January with some big changes that are occurring. The name of the podcast is going to stay the same. It's still Enneagram and Coffee. You'll still get Enneagram content from me, but it's going to be a little bit different. So we're moving to being a daily podcast starting in January. My hope is that it can be the podcast you listen to on your morning commute. I like these short and sweet episodes. So I think that's a nice timing. A 10-minute episode is so nice for your drive to work. So I hope it will start your day off on a positive note. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll get inspired. My current plan is to kind of have a rhythm. So on Mondays, we'll do some sort of thought practice or inspiration, something to think about. And then on Tuesdays, we'll do some sort of a tip. My expertise, honestly, is in time management and productivity and self-care. And so we'll be infusing more of that into it and really using the Enneagram for that. That is my zone of genius. And so Tuesdays will be about time management tips. Wednesdays, we'll do a listener question, so Q&A. I'm going to set up a voicemail so you guys can call in and ask questions, and then I can answer them. And then Thursdays will be Enneagram, just like you're used to. And then Fridays, we'll do some sort of an interview, a little longer form episode where we'll talk to different people about their time and their Enneagram type and their creativity and how it all plays together. So that's the big news. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope that it can be a really fun and inspirational way to start your day. I have someone who's working on a new intro for us. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a different show when you come back. But Thursdays will be the same. You're just getting more. that is the big podcast change. And then there's a really big change happening on Instagram. This one's kind of scary, I guess. It doesn't feel scary to me because I just know it's the right thing to do, but it feels scary in other ways. Like it feels like it's supposed to be scary. Like other people would think I was crazy for doing this, but it feels like the right move. And you're getting plenty of notice as I tell you now. But I am changing the name of our Instagram account from Enneagram and Coffee just to my name. This will allow me to talk more about what I really want to be talking about, which is the importance of choosing your time intentionally and using things like the Enneagram, but also things like human design to make the most of your time. It will also allow me to be more personal. Right now, kind of with Enneagram and Coffee, I feel like I'm hiding behind this name, and I'm not like a person, but I'm like an entity. And I really just want to be myself. And I have right now 2 Instagram accounts. One is Sarajane Case and one is Enneagram and Coffee. And I just want to combine those into one place. I just want to have one community online where I can come and be all of me instead of kind of segmenting myself up into 2 bits. So I'm going to do that, and it's scary. I imagine I'm going to lose hundreds of thousands of followers. I don't know. Like I'm anticipating like a mass exodus on January 1st, and then a rebuilding with like the new content and the new account. Enneagram will obviously still be here. Enneagram and Coffee is still the name of the podcast, and we'll still be talking about like self-growth, mindset, working inner work. It's just going to be a little different. I kind of outgrowing what Enneagram and Coffee used to be. It's just time for me to move on. So that's what we're doing. Some of you might already go and unfollow. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm prepared for the worst. So I'm changing the name of the Instagram account. And then the same way, I'm focusing on one like offering. Right now, my world on the back end of here is so split up. Like I have Club Enneagram, I have a Patreon, I have Brave Collective, which is my online community. And then I have like courses and just like all kinds of stuff, merch, all this stuff. And some of that's going to stay, but I know for a fact Club Enneagram is phasing out and Brave Collective is going to be where I really hone in and put my attention. Brave Collective is mainly focused on how you use your time and knowing that you can find a balance that works for you between productivity and self-care and without, sacrificing your relationships or sacrificing your job or having to become a morning person, like really working within your circumstances to live the life you want to have on purpose. And using tools like the Enneagram or human design to really understand your limitations or the stories that you're telling yourself or your energetic balances, giving the advice for time management to an Enneagram 7 is completely different than giving advice to an Enneagram 5. They have almost polar opposite mindsets about that. So yeah, taking in what I know about humans and helping them to do more with their one precious life. So that is where I'm putting my time and attention. It's what I feel the most passionate about and empathetic for. I think teaching Enneagram in general, just being like, I'm an Enneagram teacher is awesome. However, I do feel like it's almost too broad for me because what can happen is I can end up in these live calls and people are asking me for parenting advice or they're asking me for relationship advice. And I can do that on from my brain, like a mathematical level. Like I know the numbers and I can tell you how the numbers are going to puzzle together. But with time management and creativity and self-care, like these are things that I know so deep in my bones, like your relationship to you and what you want to be doing with your life. Like these things are so deeply rooted in my psyche that the Enneagram is a flavoring on the expertise that I have versus the Enneagram being the leader. And I can make much more impact in people's lives and empower more people that way. And that's what's really important. That's why we're here. I don't want to just be another voice in the ether sharing more Enneagram memes with you. I want to be someone who is helping you to take the reins of your time and be more of who you want to be in the world. That's that's where it's at, So those are our changes. To run it back through, we're taking a break for the month of December. When we come back, we will be a daily podcast, hopefully here for you in your morning commute if that appeals to you. And then Instagram's going to change a little bit. It'll still be there, but it'll be Sarajane Case. We'll leave the old content up because I know a lot of you guys like to go back and reference it or share it or whatever. That's fine. We're going to leave it, but it's just going to take a little bit of a tone shift. And then I'm really just going all in on the Brave Collective, y'all. That's what we're doing. I'm pumped. I hope you are too. It's all so scary, just making big moves, but it's also right. It's not so scary when it's right. If you're willing to do something, if no one was watching you, it makes it easier to make these kind of decisions. And yeah, this is what I would do if no one even knew I was doing it. It makes that much more easy to do. So that's where we're headed. That's what's going on. That's the update. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. And know that I cannot wait to talk with you on a daily basis. So soon. In the meantime, if you have just a second and you want to do me a solid, if you enjoy the content, if you get anything out of this content, just take a minute, leave a rating or review in iTunes. It really does, that act alone is compensating me for my work. It really does mean a lot because it's how the algorithm shows people that this is a podcast worth listening to. And that's super helpful. And I hope that you come join me on YouTube. YouTube, you can just search Sarajane Case. That's my name. And it'll pop right up. And I'll be there in your subscription box every day the month of December, sharing something weird, probably. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a good one.